To the Fans Edge Sports Show, hosted by 216 Mike and EG Laflare. Also produced by your very own Walt K. Disney. This is a sports show with a college football focus that allows fans to create topics and discussions.
So we want you to subscribe to our show and make sure you join this discussion. We are on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, you name it, at The Fans Edge. We stream live every Sunday night, and the show will be available on podcast platforms every Monday morning.
For sure, man. We got some birthdays. Right now, you guys can tell that we don't have EG with us right now, and it's his birthday. So we're going to allow him to turn up, man. Everybody wish EG Laflare. If you all don't know, make sure you go follow him. Send him all of the birthday wishes, Fans Edgers. Please go send him all the birthday wishes this week.
All of them.
Yeah. And then also, it's my wife's birthday. We've been kicking it all weekend long. And,
Happy birthday, Jen.
Yeah, I'm done. I'm old. Yeah.
Y'all getting up there on the majors.
Man, the girl came around and was like trying to pour the bottle. I said, look, I'm grown. You know,
you can't bounce back like you used to, you know?
No, man, no, I can't. Mm-hmm. But you know, I do want to talk about the SEC spring meeting that they had. And, you know, everybody was like, oh, this is going to be, this is going to be like Royal Rumble. You know, Nick Saban, Jimbo Fisher in the same room with Lane Kiffin and everything. Hey, there go my wife saying thank you all. Make sure y'all send her some love.
Send her all the love.
For sure, man. And she's sending EG love. We appreciate that.
Yes.
But, yeah, man, we thought it was going to be Royal Rumble up in the SEC spring meeting. But as you could tell, it was business as usual.
Oh yeah.
You know, and these guys weren't playing around at all. You know, they was basically what the SEC is talking about doing. I don't know if anybody has heard about this. I mean, we kind of talked about it, but the SEC is talking or threatening if they don't like what they see from the playoff expansion, that they will have their own playoff. And to me, it's a flex. You can call yourself, what are you going to do? It's going to be a real stupid playoff if you think about it. And let me break this down, why it would be a stupid playoff. And, you know, I know a lot of people out there are saying, yeah, the SEC is the best. They holding the bag and all of this. But I'm going to tell you why it's stupid. How can you call yourself a national championship when you've only played your conference?
Right.
And then you're going to have an only playoff in your conference. So you're going to have the SEC championship game to determine the SEC championship, and then have a playoff to determine the next SEC playoff champion. Come on, man. That makes no sense whatsoever in my book, personally. Tell me what you think about this all SEC playoff.
And, you know, it's kind of like the thing where we're between Bama and Georgia. People can help get tired of seeing that matchup over and over and over again. So I feel like it's going to be the exact same way. I mean, unless there's another SEC team. I mean, Tennessee, you know, we got a quarterback. So, you know, it might be our year, but you never know. But, you know, people just get tired of seeing the same thing over and over again. Same with Alabama and Clemson for a while there, you know? So I think this is not going to work. It ain't going to go through. But, I mean, SEC basically kind of runs everything right now. So if they wanted to talk to Disney and ESPN, they can basically do whatever they want, kind of.
Yeah, I mean, they can go ahead and do it, but you don't go ahead and try to claim no national championship when you got teams like, you know, when the actual playoff will be against teams from other conferences. That's my take on that. But, you know, like we say, it's business as usual in the SEC, throwing their weight around. But today we wanted to talk about sleeper teams. You know, them teams that no one is talking about in these conferences. The teams that can possibly sneak up and bite you in the A-double snakes. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Let's start with the Big Ten. In the Big Ten, I have Nebraska. People are wondering why. I feel like Scott Frost finally has a quarterback who has been through the mud, who has been through the fire now. He also has a lot of people returning. If you go back and watch some of Nebraska's games, they were basically beating themselves by penalties, giving, stupid turnovers. One thing that Adrian Martinez, who was the quarterback in Nebraska, his biggest problem was turnovers. I think that this is Nebraska's chance. This is their time. And Scott Frost is on the hot seat. This is his time to go ahead and win the Big Ten West. And I think Nebraska can possibly do it. Who you got in the Big Ten?
So I'm gonna do some. I'm probably gonna go with Penn State.
Oh, okay.
I just feel like sometimes when it comes down to the final line and in the clutch, they kind of bring it through on the big games. You never know. So they do have that. I missed part of the game, but the whiteout camp. But they do have that 4-star quarterback, Marcus Stokes. But he did shine at the whiteout camp. So I'm looking to see what they can put through, and when it actually comes down to the games this season, how they can pull off. Their schedule looks, everyone has something to say about their schedule. So I'm really, there's some big games that I'm really looking forward to when it comes down to Penn State and the football schedule this season. So I hope this doesn't bite me down, bite me, back. let me just say, I might be putting my money on some of these games, but we'll just definitely see, especially the Penn State and Purdue game starting off September 1st. So that's going to be the first game. And then you got October 15th with Penn State and Michigan. So I just want to see what they can pull off this season.
I got you. It's not a bad take. Who do you have in the ACC? Start us off with the ACC.
Okay, so the ACC, what I'm going to go with, and I know some people got some issues with this, but I think I'm going to go with Pittsburgh.
You're going to go with Pitt. Even after they lost Jordan Addison, they lost, what's his name? The quarterback. Ooh, Kenny Pickett.
Oh, yeah. I feel like, you still got a good coaching staff. So I know that, and sometimes, when you go through some hardships, especially at the beginning of the season, you got to revamp and, redo everything that you was expecting to go into the 2022 year. So I feel like they can still pull it off, and, we can see what happens. But I feel like I did see where they did land about 6 commitments on a busy recruiting weekend. So I know that their recruiting is, they're still working on their recruiting class and commitment. So, I'm hoping they can still at least pull something off this season. What about you, Mike?
Man, Pitt doesn't sound too bad. They got the USC transfer quarterback that came in. My biggest thing is who is going to step up in the skill positions.
Right.
But from the ACC, I'm just going to go ahead with NC State. I feel like they're returning a lot of production. If you go and look on ESPN, SP+, NC State is one of them top schools. And like I've been saying, if you've heard me on the shows, I am not sold on Clemson at all, especially with them losing so many coaches on the defensive side of the ball. And then also, I do feel like Trevor Lawrence, he regressed as a quarterback. I do feel like DJ Uiagalelei regressed as a quarterback. And right now, to me, personally, I would say it's up to Wake Forest, NC State, and Miami. But everybody's talking about Miami right now, so that's why I got NC State as my sleeper team.
Yeah, that's why I would put Miami, but as a sleeper team, but they're not really a sleeper team right now, so I can't really, include them in that conversation. But speaking of Clemson, it's just crazy because, they were at the high, the highest of the high, bringing home the chip and all of that. And it's just the fall of it, you're just like, what happened to Clemson? You're used to seeing them every year, every single year. They're always in the discussion, always in the conversation. And now we're not even including them in the discussion anymore. They're not even a sleeper team, you know? That's just crazy to me.
You know, there was a graphic that came up talking about the top 5 schools for the past 20 years or whatever. And, you know, it was a discussion between 2 and 3. Ohio State was 3, LSU was 2. And then it goes down to, you know, what is the topic about? Is it about who won national championships or is it about consistency? You know, because if you go through, LSU has had several, you know, had several where they lost, you know, 3 games or more. They've had several years of that. You know, where Ohio State actually has, 19 straight seasons?
Right.
You know, of 10 plus wins. So with only maybe 2 losses. So, you know, my thing with that would just come down with consistency. And now we're starting to see, can Clemson be consistent? Because they weren't last year.
They weren't.
So how are they going to bounce back?
Oh, yeah.
As well. But in the big, moving on to the Big 12, I'm going to go with Baylor, man. I think Baylor was making some strides at the end of the season. And I think that if they can continue to build on what they were doing at the end of the season, I think Baylor will be one of them teams in the Big 12 to watch out for. A lot of people are going to say, well, what about OU? Lincoln Riley is gone. That's a whole new coaching staff, and he took some coaches with him. Right. People say, well, what about Texas? I think Texas still has a lot to build on, man. I mean, you're talking about maybe Quinn Ewers, even though they're saying he's a generational talent. We've never seen him throw a college pass. When he did play in college, the one time he got in, all he did was hand the ball off. So we really don't know. You know, I mean, C.J. Stroud lit the world on fire close to the end of the year, but, you know, you had Ohio State fans in the first couple games talking about we need to bench him.
Right. Exactly.
So you just never know. And then Texas has a big game against Alabama. So like I said, Baylor right now, Baylor has it where they can take over the Big 12. What you think?
Oh, yeah, same. I agree with you on Baylor. I didn't even think about Baylor until the conversation that we had with Grant. Make sure y'all check out that previous show we had a couple of weeks ago if you haven't checked it out yet. But yeah, I definitely think Baylor is definitely a sleeper team. I'm a big fan of OU. So I know we're talking about, you know, I'm rooting for them. I really want, you know, my mom always rooting for the little guy, the little man, and I'm hoping OU might be able to show something this year. It looks like they did receive a wide receiver commit, but that's for the 2023 season. So it looks like 2022 might not be the season for them. But I'm hoping, you know, I'm at least hoping to see some improvement with their teams and coaches and staff and stuff like that. And, you know, build it up for next year, especially for OU. But yeah, for right now, I feel like Baylor might pull it through.
See, so everybody was wondering why Brett Venables, who is now the coach at OU, why it was taking him so long to leave Clemson and stuff like that. Well, if you actually want to go look, and maybe I might put the link below in here, but if you actually go look up Brett Venables, there's some running talks or rumors going around the ACC about Brett Venables and the Clemson defense stealing signs. And when you talk about the 2019 season where there were some close calls and stuff, Ohio State lost to Clemson, and then you see Ohio State just in 2020 blew Clemson completely out. And one thing that Ryan Day said was we felt like every time we called the play, they kind of knew what it was. They always had the right answer. So we kind of switched up what we were doing, and they couldn't tell. We were calling the plays we were letting Justin Fields call the plays. And he couldn't figure it out.
Oh, yeah.
So if the Big 12 is hip to this soon enough and know about those rumblings, I believe that OU might be in a terrible position with the hiring of Brett Venables. Honestly, I don't think that it was a good hire because I believe he's starting to get exposed.
Exactly. And you have to, especially with these coaches coming from these big name schools, and, you know, you're going to have to drop some money just to get them. So I hope that wasn't a wasted hire on them. But, I mean, I'm just hoping this season, you know, we can come together and pull it off, you know, have a come to Jesus moment and get OU back to where they used to be. But,
OU gets in the SEC is definitely going to be a wrap. They ain't going to be nothing. And I guarantee you Brett Venables will not have that job.
No.
Yeah. Promise you. He will not have that job within 2 to 3 years of being in the SEC. I promise you that.
Nope.
But since we're talking about the SEC, I already know who your sleeper team, and I think
already know.
he's wearing it right now.
You already know.
Let's talk about the Tennessee and what they doing, man. Because one thing, when you want to talk about consistency, the one thing that I don't see from Tennessee is consistency. There's a lot of highs and there's a lot of lows.
Every year, bro. Even in the game, it don't even matter. We can't even talk about. I don't even know where to begin with Tennessee. Every single game. And we are not a fourth quarter team. And that's what we talking about, consistency and closing it out. Tennessee is not a fourth quarter team. We can be leading the whole game, and then in the fourth quarter, we just lost our mind. We don't even know how to play football no more. We can't wrap
like the
up.
Cleveland Browns.
Look, we can't even do anything. But it looks like that Tennessee did just sign. I just had it. Tennessee just signed the offensive line JUCO. So he's set to enroll pretty soon. We got a quarterback that people have been, paying attention to. Now, one thing I can say about Tennessee is that we do have some good quarterbacks. We between when we had Josh, what was that? I'm trying to think. Josh Dobbs, all the way from there. We've always had.
No. I'm sorry, but what's his name? Jared Guantanamo.
What,
bro? How many? He threw like 6 interceptions in one game.
Everybody, look, that was just a bad day. That was just a bad game
for college interceptions, bro.
That was just a bad day. I don't know what he was on. I don't know what was in that Gatorade they was drinking. Apparently, it was orange that day. I don't know what he was doing that day. But I was trying to omit that part right there. But
no, I ain't gonna let you.
We ain't gonna let you forget.
But I ain't letting you forget nothing. I remember.
But yeah, we got, our coach is pretty good. I feel like, we just have to, like you said, be consistent and keep in the same personnel to continue to work with these players, to continue to help them grow and continue to help them improve, especially with the SEC, because, our conference, not only the SEC conference, but the East and West conference is difficult. I mean, we always got to face Alabama. So, these are, there are always games that we're given that we want to win, but more than likely we're going to lose. But we would like to win the SEC, sometime in 2030, 2040. We got a couple more years still alive.
What team in the SEC East, other than Georgia, is a challenge?
Tennessee? Every team. Every week is a challenge. Every week. What you mean? Every single team.
The SEC East is so easy.
We even struggle against Florida. So, and so and sometimes even we struggle against Vandy in Missouri. So, you think those are easy games, but I don't understand. That's why I said Tennessee, we do not close out. We are not a fourth quarter team. And that's something that we definitely need to improve on this season, is closing out these games and making sure we take the W. I mean, we always make it to postseason. So we always make it to a game after post, but and then closing out those games. So I'm just looking forward to Tennessee and seeing some improvement with the coaching staff, also with these incoming freshmen, and make sure we keep our recruiting class that we have. So we, the NIL and everything else is so tricky and transfer. So we just want to make sure we keep everyone, situated in Knoxville and make sure they're happy. So what about you, Mike?
Yeah, in the SEC, I got to go with Arkansas. And the reason being is everybody's like, oh, Texas A&M. Yeah, Texas A&M beat Alabama. But I'll tell you, the proven quarterback that I trust right now, other than Bryce Young, right now is Kyle Jefferson, man. I mean, I trust him as the number 2 quarterback behind Bryce Young. I trust him over Stetson Bennett. He's going to be able to make plays with his arms and his legs. Now, will they have skill players that's going to make that leap? I know Sam Pittman's going to have the O-line ready. I know that their defense is probably going to be nice too. I think that team that can possibly, because check this out. If Arkansas beats Texas A&M, the only other loss I see on their schedule is to Alabama. Yep. I don't believe LSU has it. Brian Kelly is a fraud for all you LSU fans that are riding and drinking the Kool-Aid. He's a fraud.
Uh-oh.
And you guys are going to find out. I'm telling you. Guys, if you haven't been thinking about Arkansas, you need to be thinking about Arkansas. Seriously.
Oh, yeah. I definitely, and I didn't even include Arkansas in the conversation because they're just like, Miami. I don't think they're a sleeper team. I mean, Arkansas last year proved that, what they could do. So I think Arkansas can only get bigger and better from that. So it was good that they secured their coach, extended that offer, and made sure, Sam Pittman is secure. I think it was 5 years, was it? At least for set for 5 years, I want to say. So
yeah, I mean, they gave him an incentive-based contract to show that he wanted to be there, and I mean, from all we can see is Sam Pittman is 1,000% invested in Arkansas, and as an Arkansas fan, you have to be, what he's embodying and what he's bringing to the program. You have to love it. Now, NIL. You're probably going to have to step it up a bit, Arkansas, or you will get left in the dust with teams like Texas coming in and that oil money. Yeah, I understand Arkansas fans. You got Walmart. But that Walmart ain't going to be the only thing that's going to save you, man. So you need more money to be pouring in as well. But, let's go ahead and talk about the Pac-12 because I'm going to go ahead and say this. A lot of people are counting out Oregon, but I'm going to have to say that Oregon's a sleeper team. And the reason being is if they can figure out what they have to do on offense, I think that they can be a contender because they still bring back, even though they lost the top, Kayvon Thibodeau. Mm-hmm. Even though they lost him, they still bring back amazing linebackers. I think some of the best linebackers in the country. And you will see in the NFL draft, when these guys are drafted, they will be drafted very high. Their linebackers will be drafted very high in the NFL draft.
Oh, yeah, I definitely agree. So with the Pac-12, I'm going to have to go off the center and probably go with USC. I mean, I think only because I haven't heard that name in a while. So, I kind of have high hopes for them. So I want to see USC do something. When was the last time we talked about USC? Besides the Reggie Bush era, I'm trying to think. Yeah, I don't know. So, I really, USC is just one that I just want to throw out there because I want to see what they can do. I want to see how they can set themselves apart from the rest of the conference. I think that's something they're already trying to move towards because there was a little on the Trojans wire I read. Would USC really leave the Pac-12? So I really want to see what this year does for them and how this is going to set the motion for the future season, especially with the recruiting class too. So I'm really wanting to see what they can pull off this season, especially with the coaching staff and players. So we'll see.
Yeah. Let me tell everybody, all you college football fans, let me tell you how dumb the Big Ten is. Texas and OU wanted to come to the Big Ten first before they went to the SEC. The Big Ten said no because OU was not part of the academic club that the Big Ten Conference is a part of, which is dumb. It's time to get with the times. I understand you had these little, academic groups and all of this and what the Big Ten was, but right now it's about money. And literally, if the Big Ten want to keep effing around, you will end up seeing where the SEC will go ahead and get USC because right now the Big Ten should be trying to go get teams like USC, Oregon, and things like that.
Right.
So, Kevin Warren, you have been put on notice as the commissioner. And I'm going to just say this, man. The way he handled COVID and everything, allowing his son to play in the SEC, but then saying that it wasn't safe enough for the Big Ten. It's safe enough for your son, but not safe enough for the other players. When no college athlete has had any bad effects to it.
Make it make sense. Make it make sense.
Yeah. You got anything else, man, for today?
No, I think that's pretty much it. I mean, I'm hoping, I'm just gonna put this out here, all my Tennessee fans, we gonna get together and have a kumbaya session. We might even take over the whole coaching staff, and we can see what we can do. And hopefully, we bring home a national champ within the next couple 10, 15 years, bring it home to Knoxville.
Last week, we talked about way too early predictions on our top 4. Go check that video out. We also have a Miami Hurricanes. If you want to know what's going down in the ACC, we brought on Grant Long with NMD Sports, and he gave us an NMD Canes. He brought us and gave us some great insight. Make sure that you hit the like and subscribe button because we're about to bring y'all interviews on Ohio State, on Tennessee, on Georgia, Bama, LSU. We bringing it all. Content coming daily. Be checking. And also, when you subscribe, hit that bell so you can get that notification and let us know.
Oh yeah, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button on every social media platform. We're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, all of it. So make sure you do whatever you need to do to make sure you're staying up to date with the latest and greatest college football and sports news.
Hey, the birthday boy just popped in, y'all. We got to bring the birthday boy in. Happy birthday, EG.
Hey.
Happy birthday to you.
Hey.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, EG. Happy birthday to you.
Hey, I really appreciate it, man. I had went too hard for my birthday, man.
It's okay.
I crashed out, so I'm here late. I had to pop in and make sure I show face, man.
Nah, you good, bro. Look, we like another year in. We like to see you alive and thriving. That's all.
Yeah, man. It's blessings, brother.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, we'll get back to everybody next week. Be looking out for our interviews. Make sure that you're like and subscribe, you all. EG, you got anything that you want to say to the people?
Man, I know y'all held the show down. Sorry I was not able to be here today. I'm celebrating my B-Day. I was turning up all day, all week, rather, I hope y'all enjoyed the show. I hope it went well, man.
Yeah. EG is gonna list his conference sleepers for each conference. He's gonna list his. So make sure you're following us on Twitter, all of our social media platforms. Fans Edgers, we appreciate y'all. We love y'all, and we out.